Okay, we are continuing with 12.3, where example 2 says to write an equation in standard form for each ellipse with a center of 0, 0. So notice first that in your standard equations, you do have a squared and b squared, a squared and b squared, okay? So you need to know a and b for every single problem. Now, there is another version of the vertical. See how here it says like the y squared is first? It doesn't have to look like that. It could also look like x squared over b squared plus y squared over a squared equals 1. That would be fine. You know the difference because the a value is always going to be larger, okay? Because that's with the major axis, the vertice. All right, now for a, they give us a vertex, and then they give us a covertex. So the vertex we know is going to be a, so this is our a value. The covertex is b, and then you can just look at the chart to help you with the form. If the variable comes first, then you know it's horizontal. For a, if it comes second, then you know it's going to be vertical. But also just think, oh, 6, 0, it's an x-intercept, right? So vertex is on the x-axis. Okay, and if it's on the x-axis, we know that it's going to be horizontal. Okay, so then we are going to use this form of the equation. X squared over a squared plus y squared over b squared equals 1. Okay, now we can identify the values, and really we already did that. A was 6, b was 4. Again, we're just looking at the chart to help us identify covertices, right? This is a covertex, so covertices, vertex, vertices. And then write the equation. So for this one, we don't have to do anything else because we need to find a and b. So you need to know a and b to be able to plug it into your equation. So this would be x squared over a squared is going to be 6 squared. A lot of times what I'll do is here, I'll say, oh, if a is 6, a squared is 36. And this means that b squared is 16. So then when I go to put it in the formula, I just have x squared over 36 plus y squared over 16 equals 1. And that's going to be our equation. Okay, now sometimes they aren't going to give you the vertex. So here they give us the covertex. So the covertex is going to be b. And you can look and see, oh, if the covertex is b0, that means it's going to be vertical, okay? So if the covertex is on the x-axis, that means the vertex is going to be on the y-axis, okay? So this is vertical, and you can use either the y squared over a squared plus x squared over b squared equals 1. Okay, and let's identify the values. So we know that b is 5, which means b squared is going to be 25. And then the focus is c. So we know that c is 3, c squared is going to be 9. Well, all I need is a squared and b squared. I don't have that. So what I have to use is c squared equals a squared minus b squared. And then solve for a squared. So c squared is 9 minus b squared, which is 25. And you get 34 for a squared. You don't even need to take the square root because you are going to be plugging in a squared. So now when you write your equation, you'll have y squared over a squared, which is 34, plus x squared over b squared, which is 25, equals 1. Okay, and then we have one more of these on the last page that we'll do. Okay, so your vertex is 5, 0. So your vertex, this is going to be your a value. So a is 5, a squared is 25. And then because this is your vertex, is the x-intercept, this will be horizontal. And if it is horizontal, then we're going to use x squared over a squared plus y squared over b squared equals 1. And we have the focus, so this is c. So we know c is -2, c squared would be 4. And then we're going to have to use our equation to find b. So c squared equals a squared minus b squared. So c squared is 4, a squared is 25. We're going to subtract 25. It's okay that this is negative. This would be -21 equals -b squared. Divide by -1, and b squared equals 21. So it doesn't even matter what b is. We don't need it for our final equation, which would be x squared over 25 plus y squared over 21 equals 1. Okay, and I just want to let you know the reason why we did go over this is sometimes you might see an equation presented this way that is vertical, so I want you to be able to recognize that. All right, and then the last thing we're going to do is graph.